Alrighty, here we go. Hey there everybody, it's the Nasty One here again, and welcome back to the next episode of the Buzzards franchise here in Yenna. Last episode, we had a pit stop at home to face the Heaters, who were winless on the year, and we ended up losing a tough game there, 4-0, as we failed to get anything going offensively, only managing 5 hits in the contest, handing the Heaters their first win of the season. And with that, ended the first half of the regular season at 3-5. After that loss, we decided to make the roster move to release Demi Cardenas. Last year's Rookie of the Year was batting only under 115 now on the season, and just wasn't getting anything done at the plate, so we let her go and brought in bench player, second baseman Robert Batsman, who's really a power threat and not much else. So he'll be on the bench, and that means Nathaniel Harrells will now be the primary second baseman moving forward. With that move done, we now enter the second half of the regular season. We are facing our division rivals, the Nemesis, here as part of a doubleheader. This is one of 2 doubleheaders we have this year. I believe we already had the first one, which was against the Jacks. Let's look at the schedule real quick. Yes, this is the last doubleheader we have this season, so that's all right. We'll get that out of the way. On the road here, we're going to take on the Nemesis, who come in at 1-7. They will be sending rookie Wheat Waters to the hill in Game 1. He is 1-1 with a 5.91 ERA and a 1.50 WHIP. We will counter with our respective ace, left-hander Jude Hockey, who's locked in after 7 shutout innings last time out. No record, a 2.77 ERA and a 1.23 WHIP, and we enter today's contest at 3-5. Lineup for Game 1 of the doubleheader. Fielder leads off at shortstop. Following him is Butcher at first base. Worrymore out in right field. He'll be batting third. Burn Oliver, the catcher, bats fourth. Swiner out in left field. He'll bat fifth. Winkelson in center. He'll bat sixth. Doherty over at third base, batting seventh. Hurls starting at second base. He'll bat eighth. And batting ninth will be the pitcher, Hockey. Let's get it on. Alrighty, this doubleheader is going to be the true test to determine whether or not we're ready for the playoffs. If we sweep this series here against the last place Nemesis, we still will keep our division title hopes alive and also our playoff hopes alive as well. If we get swept, probably going to end up writing off this season. I won't go for a full fire sale just because we have a really young team already, and I want to keep building it up. So we'll hang on to our players and just, try to make the best of it. Here we go. Fielder, Butcher, and Worrymore will be up first against the rookie, Wheat Waters. Fielder leads off. Shortstop batting .250 on the year. Here is the pitching numbers on the year for Wheat. Rookie ace is 1-1. He's got the only win of this year so far for the Nemesis under his belt. 5.91 ERA and a 1.50 WHIP. 7 earned runs given up in only 10 2/3 innings pitched, so he's averaging 5 1/3 innings a start. 13 hits surrendered, 4 of them homers. He's hit a batter, walked 3, and struck out 13, which leads the team. Batting average against is .295 on the year. Fielder ready? Here we go. Fastball high from Waters, ball 1. Waters only a 3-pitch pitcher. Fastball inside 2-0, which is one of the main reasons why I avoided signing him in the offseason. I like pitchers with variety instead of just the 3 standard pitchers that a reliever would come with. Heater high, 3-0 to Fielder as Waters has trouble finding the zone to start. Fastball at the knees, 3-1. Fastball up, Fielder grounds at the second, right at Jock Sports, who makes the play, 1 down. That'll bring up first baseman Aaliyah Butcher, hitting .273 with an RBI on the year. Fastball up and in, that's called strike from Waters, 0-1. Sliders outside, 1-1. Curveball middle in there for a strike, 1-2. Waters gets ahead here. Fastball fouled off, 1-2 the count. Fastball up and in is popped up, shallow right field, out for it Sports. Second baseman puts it away, 2 down. And now we'll bring up right fielder Spool Worrymore, hitting .267, 2 homers, 7 RBIs on the year for the right fielder. Heater high, ball 1. Check swing high for a strike, 1-1. Fastball check swing inside, 2-1. With Cardenas' departure after our last episode, Spool Worrymore becomes the best player on the team with an A- rating, tying him with Jude Hockey. He is the best batter, whereas Hockey is the best pitcher, both of them at the A- rating. Worrymore now our best batter on paper. Slider away, a strike called, 2-2 the count as Whiffer activates. Curveball up and away, grounded to short. Easy play for Find Air, who makes the stop, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Waters. Rookie gets through his task at the first. Bottom 1, Yoder, Pickleford, and Sports due up here against Hockey. Yoder leading off, fourth-year right fielder, hitting 182 on the year with a homer and 2 RBIs. Outside pitch active for him. Line on the year for Hokie looks like this. No record, a 2.77 ERA and a 1.23 WHIP. 4 earned runs given up in his 2 starts, totaling 13 innings. He's throwing about 6 2/3 a start almost, if you round up. 15 hits surrendered, 1 of them a homer, 1 walk, and 14 strikeouts to lead the team. Batting average against .288 for Hokie this year. Lineup for the Nemesis looks like this. After Yoder, it is left fielder Brian Pickford, back for his 4th year. Also back for his 4th year, playing second base today, is Rattle Jock Sports. Batting 4th over at first base is Kat Stanza, a new addition. Been her 2nd year, I believe, with the Nemesis. Batting 5th, third baseman Hito Moonshada, back for his 4th season. He is tense. Batting 6th, new addition, recently signed shortstop Ali Findair, coming over from the Grapplers. Batting 7th, locked-in catcher Billy Bronx, former Overdogs member in his 1st year with the Nemesis. Batting 8th, center fielder Ron Lang, he is tense. And batting 9th is the pitcher Waters. I believe Waters is, Lang is a rookie as well, if I remember correctly. He might be a 2nd-year player, but I'm not sure. First pitch from Hokie is a curveball at the knees. That is chopped up the middle, fielder over, cuts it off, and fires. 1 down. Next up is Pickleford, the left fielder, hitting .290 on the year with a homer and 3 RBIs. He's in the 2 slot today. First pitch fastball up and in is a strike called, 0-1. Changing down in the way, Pickleford, 1 hopper to second. Harrells makes the stop. 2 down. Brings up rattled second baseman Jock Sports, hitting only a .147 on the year with an RBI. Probably one of the main reasons why the Nemesis aren't doing anything. First pitch slider away. Called a strike up there on the corner, 0-1. Curveball down and in. That's chopped to short right at fielder. He charges, makes the play to first. 1-2-3 inning for Hokie as he matches Waters to the second. Scoreless. Oliver, Swiner, and Winkleson do up. Leading off the inning is catcher Bern Oliver, hitting .308 on the year with 4 RBIs this season. Fastball in there at the knees. Good pitch from Waters to get ahead, 0-1. Slider middle of the plate, swung late, 0-2 to Oliver. Fastball up, lined at the middle on the ground, past the diving Sports in the right center. That is a base hit. First hit of the year for either club, or first hit of the game for either club, I should say. It goes to Oliver. Leadoff man on in the second for the Buzzards. That'll bring up left fielder Buck Swiner, hitting .303 with 2 RBIs on the season. Good arm behind the plate there. We are not going to be on Billy Bronx, who has really upped his arm here in the latter half. Strike in there, 0-1. Fastball low, 1-1. Fastball down, chops, breaking the bat of Swiner, and that's in no man's land on third base side. Infield single for Buck, everybody's safe. 2 on and none down for Winkleson, center fielder hitting .448 with 3 RBIs on the year. Curveball away, pulled down the line in foul territory. That will get out of reach of Pickleford into the corner. 0-1 the count. Fastball up, chop the second. Sports the second, flips at 1. Findair to first, double play. Running to third, though, with 2 down, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Merriam Doherty, hitting .250 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs on the season. Fastball low from Waters, ball 1. Slider middle of the plate, and Doherty says, "Thank you very much. I'm cracking that over the center field wall. Into the forest it goes as it's in the nest." Third homer of the year for Doherty, as she now leads the team by herself in the home run category. Those 2 RBIs gives her 6 on the year, putting her in second in that category. It is quickly a 2-0 Buzzards lead. Next up is second baseman Nathaniel Harrells, batting in the 8th slot today, hitting .250 on the year with power versus right-hander active here. And Waters is now tense following the home run ball. Fastball up and in is a strike called, 0-1. Fastball lays fouled off, 0-2. Harrells behind the 8 ball here. Fastball up, lined on the ground a second. Nice diving play by Sports to his right. Fire to first in time to end the inning. But the 2-run homer from Merriam Doherty gives the Buzzards a quick early lead. Bottom 2, Stanza, Moonshada, and Findair due up. Nice to see a score early in this contest after failing to do so last episode against the other last place team in the opposite division. the Epic Division, if I remember correctly. Leading off the inning is first baseman Kat Stanza. Outside pitch act for her. She's locked in, hitting .333 on the year with 3 RBIs. Fastball up and in is a strike, 0-1. Slider down and in, strike called at the knees, 0-2 as K-Man activates for Hokie. Change up and in, fouled off, 0-2 still the count. Curveball down and in, check swing inside, just misses the corner, 1-2. Four-seamer up and away, outside, 2-2. Slider down and away, chop the third, Dougherty there, charges, makes the stop, 1 down. Next up, Moonshada. Third baseman is tense currently with high pitch active, hitting .074. How do you still have a job? 1 homer on the air with 4 RBIs on the season. First pitch changeup from Hokie is in the dirt as it bounces to Oliver, ball 1. First seamer down in the way, strike call with the knees, 1-1. Slider down and in, Moonshada swings through it, 1-2 the count. Curveball down in the way, in the dirt, 2-2, good take. Four-seamer down in the way, chop the first up the line, Butcher there for it. She'll tap the bag herself, 2 down. Now to bring up shortstop Ali Findair, batting in the 6th slot today. Former Grapplers player hitting .333 on the year. First it's fastball in there, skied into left field, Swiner in a few steps, calling for it. Buck will put it away, and that's another 1-2-3 inning for Hokie. To the 3rd, it's still 2-0 Buzzards. Hokie leads off, followed by Fielder and Busher. Hokie leads off the inning. The pitcher's currently locked in, hitting .667 on the year. Waters still tense after the home run last inning. Heater in there at the letters on the inside corner, 0-1. Fastball up, Hokie bloops it over the third baseman Moonshada, but he makes the catch on the grass. Nice hustle, 1 down. Next up, Ian Fielder. He's 0 for 1 today. Grounded out his first time up as that fastball's up and in. High, ball 1. Fastball at the knees, swung through it, 1-1. Slider middle in line to left center field. That is down for a base hit as Fielder's going to get on the board with his first hit today. Lang cuts it off to prevent a double, and Fielder will be on with just a single. 1 on and 1 out now for Butcher. She popped out the second base her first time up. She's 0 for 1. Fastball at the knees, grounded at the middle. Nice diving stop by Sports. He'll flip the second 1. Line there to first in time for a double play, and that ends the inning as quickly as it started. Bottom 3, we're still only up 2. Bronx, Lang, and Waters due up. Billy Bronx, our former catcher, leads off the inning for the Nemesis. He's locked in, hitting .200 on the year with an RBI. Hitting pretty well as of late. First pitch fastball up. Inside corner called a strike, 0-1 as I wanted that one away. Curveball down and away is outside, 1-1. Slider down and in is low, 2-1. Four-seamer up and away, swung through it as Bronx was looking off speed, 2-2. Four-seamer up and in, high, full count. Change up at the knees, chopped, just foul. We'll do it again. Four-seamer up and away, check swing high, good take by Bronx, good discipline. Catcher reaches, and that's the first walk today for Hokie. Leadoff man on for the Nemesis here in the 3rd inning. Here's center fielder Ron Lang, who is tense, hitting .194 with a homer and 2 RBIs on the season. First pitch fastball up and in is crushed by Lang to dead center field. I think he got all of that one as Winkelson's out of room. He looks up, it's in the back of the forest. And just like us, the Nemesis' first runs come off the bat of a 2-run homer. This time it's by their center fielder, Ron Lang. Second of the year for Lang, and we're all tied up. Here's Waters, rookie pitcher, hitless on the season as he's back to neutral mojo. Hokie also back to neutral mojo after the home run ball. Fastball up and in is grounded up to second. Harrells dives to his right to make the stop. Fires to first, 1 down. Good play, Nathaniel. Hey, one boy, how's it going? Yep, yeah, came in at the perfect time. You know, watched us lose the lead. Yoder up next. He's 0 for 1 today. Well, both teams now have a 2-run homer, and now they've got a second one as that slider hangs, and Yoder takes it out to over left center field. That's in the second deck. Second homer of the year for Javi, and it's now a 3-2 Nemesis lead. Next up, Pickleford, left fielder, 0 for 1 today. Hokie surprisingly still tense after the second home run. First pitch fastball down and in, that is fouled off, 0-1. Change up away, just outside, 1-1. Slider down and away, check swing strike called at the knees, 1-2. Curveball up, Pickleford takes it high, 2-2. Seamer up and in, lined at the middle, Harrells nowhere near as it leaps anyway, just for the memes, and that is going to be a base hit for Pickleford. Now he is tense. Pickleford is now locked in. That's all good. We're just inconsistent. Sports up next. He's 0 for 1. First pitch curveball down in the way, fouled off by Sports, 0-1. Seamer down and in is fouled off, 0-2. Slider up and away. Sports will foul that off. Still 0-2. Seamer away. Lined in the left field. Swiner down in front of him for a base hit. First and second now with 1 down, and that'll bring up Cat Stanza, who's 0 for 1 today. First pitch curveball down and in. That is a strike at the knees. 0-1. Seamer up and in. That's popped up. Shallow right center field. Winkelson coming on. Makes catch for the second out as the runners will hold. First and second still for Moonshada. He's 0 for 1 today. First pitch 4-seamer away is outside from Hokie. Ball 1. Change it down and in is inside. 2-0. Ball down and away. Swung through it. 2-1. Slider down and in. Chased it low. 2-2. Change it down and in. Chased it. Strike 3. First punch up for Hokie today, and that ends the inning. As he only gives up the 3 runs on 2 separate home runs. First was a 2-run shot to center fielder Ron Lang, and the other was a solo home run to Javi Yoder. Both of them they hit their seconds of the year. To the 4th, down 1. Hard lineup up though as Worrymore leads us off. Right fielder's 0 for 1 today. Waters back to neutral mojo after his second ground ball double play last inning. Curveball hangs it to Worrymore, and he takes it to right center field. We're going to be all tied up as that's in the nest off the second deck face. Third of the year for Worrymore as he matches Doherty, and now both are tied at 3. Worrymore extends his RBI lead up back to 2 as he's at 8 on the year. That'll bring up Oliver, catcher 1 for 1 with a single, and Waters is now tense again. Fastball low, strike at the knees to Oliver, 0-1. Curveball at the knees is dribbled to short, backhanded by Find Air, 1 down. Here's Swiner, 1 for 1 today with a single. Fastball outside, ball 1. 1 on, nobody out. Or 1 out, nobody on, that's it. Curveball low to Swiner, 2-0. Fastball up and in, swung just late, 2-1. Fastball middle away, swung through it again, 2-2. Chased the fastball inside as it popped up, shallow second. Called off by Stanza, the first baseman gets there as he might have Sports might have dropped it. Next up is Winkelson, he's 0 for 1 today with a grounded that into a double play his first time up. Spool does know when to clutch up. Yes, the rookie has developed that trait. He knows it's got to be with less than 2 strikes as well because of whiffer as that fastball's down and into Winkelson for a strike, 0-1. Curveball down and in. That caught the knees as well. Good pitch there, 0-2. Slider away is dribbled to second. Charging his Sports. He'll make the stop, and that's going to end the inning. But the Buzzards do tie the game up on the home run by Spool Worrymore, his 3rd. Bottom 4, it's now tied up at 3. Find Air, Bronx, and Lang do up. Leading off is Allie Find Air. Shortstop's 0 for 1 today. 4-seamer up and away is fouled off, 0-1. Change up low. Check swing taken below the knees. 1-1. Curveball down in the way is low in the dirt. 2-1. Four-seamer up and in is high from Hokey. 3-1. Slider down and in. Find air. Grounds it up the middle, and that'll get through for a base hit. Leadoff woman on for the Nemesis here as there's speed on at first base. Next up is catcher Billy Bronx, who started the rally last inning with the leadoff walk. First pitch changeup up and in. That's a strike called at the letters. 0-1 as Hokey gets ahead. Four-seamer middle away. Check swing strike called. 0-2. Curveball hangs. Bronx fouls it off over the netting. 0-2. Slider up and away. Outside. Good take. 1-2. Four-seamer away. Outside. Good eye from Bronx. 2-2. Change up middle in. Line in the hole to short. Fielder makes the catch on the soft liner. 1 down. That'll bring up Ron Lang. Center fielder homered his last time up. 1-for-1 today with the 2-run bomb as he cracked a first pitch fastball. First pitch slider down and in. Lang laces it foul, but he was early, thankfully. 0-1. Curveball down in the way. Lang chops it foul behind the dish. 0-2. Seam up and in. Pops it up behind the second base. Fielder out the shallow center. Will make the catch. 2 down. Gonna bring up the pitcher, Wheat Wadas. He's 0-for-1 today. It's fastball away. Fouled off. 0-1. Seam up and in. Swung through it. 0-2. Slider down the way, chased it in the dirt, strike 3. Second punch effort for Hokey today, and that ends the inning. To the 5th, we're still tied at 3. Dougherty, Harrells, and Hokey do up. Pretty even contest so far. Happy that we've actually scored, because I know we failed to do so last episode, so that's very reassuring. Dougherty leads off. She cracked a 2-run homer on a hanging curveball her first time up. Curveball down, and then she was going for it again and pops it up. Shallow right center field. Out for it is the second baseman, Sports. He does make the catch. 1 down. Hurls up next. He's 0-for-1 today. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Fastball high from Waters. Ball 1. Waters back to neutral mojo now. Slider middle of the plate. Lined in the left center field, but it's going to go right to Pickleford as he barely has to move. 2 down. Now to bring up the pitcher, Hokey, 0-for-1 today. He popped out to Moonshada behind third base his first time up. Curveball inside from Waters, ball 1. Curveball middle in, this time it's in the zone, 1-1. Fastball middle of the plate, he pops it up off the end of the bat. Sports will call for it behind second base, and he'll make the catch on the dirt to end the inning. 1-2-3 for Waters here in the 5th. Bottom 5, we have the top of the Nemesis lineup coming up. Yoder, Pickleford, and Sports, who all got hits last time at the plate. Yoder leads off. He cracked a first pitch slider at the knees over the center field fence, left center field fence, into the second deck last time up. He's 1-for-2 today. First pitch curveball down and in. Floats in there for a strike. 0-1. Four-seamer up and in. Check swing. It's high. 1-1. Change it down and in. Fouled off. 1-2. Slider up and in. Cracked by Yoder to right center field. Did he get enough of this one? Yes, he did. It is gone. Into that little nook out there in right center. Second homer of the game for Javi Yoder. Second time it's been on a slider. It is now 4-3 as Yoder extends his home run total to 3. Pickleford up next. 1-for-2 today with the single. Fastball down in the way. Pickleford skies at the right center field. It's off the end of the bat. We're back a few steps to the warning track. We'll make the catch. 1 down. Sports up next. He's 1-for-2 today. He's got a single on the card so far. First pitch slider up and away. Strike called at the letters. 0-1. Four-seamer down and in. Check swing strike. 0-2. Change it down. Called strike 3 at the knees. Third punch up for Hokie today. 2 down. And that'll bring up Cat Stanza, who's 0 for 2 today and no longer locked in. First pitch curveball down and in is going to be inside. Ball 1. Four-seamer at the knees. Fouled off by Stanza. 1-1. Change up and in. That's high. 2-1. Slider's going to be in the dirt from Hokie. 3-1. Good pick there by Oliver. 3-1 pitch coming. Fastball down and in. Check swing inside. Ball 4. Second walk for Hokies. That extends the inning for Moonshada. He's 0 for 2 today. First pitch changeup away. Fouled off. 0-1. Next pitch curveball below the knees. Chop foul. 0-2. Receiver down in the way is outside from Hokie. 1-2. Slider down and in. Grounder to third. Dougherty picks it and fires to first to end the inning. So the Nemesis get the lead back on Javiader's second dinger of the game. 4-3 now to the 6th. Fielder, Butcher, and Worrymore top of the lineup coming up. Fielder leads off. He's 1 for 2 today. He singled in his second at bat of the game and then was erased on a double play ball. He's also grounded out to second base. Fastball high that time for Waters. It's also outside. Ball 1. Slider down and in is low. 2-0. Fastball outside. Caught the corner. 2-1 the count. For about the knees. Grounded up the middle. Past the diving Sports. That is a base hit. Good hit there from Fielder. His second single today. He is 2 for 3. Butcher up next. She is 0 for 2 today. She has popped out the second and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. Fastball up and in on the first pitch. Line to right field. That is going to get down in front of Yoder, who is playing her deep. First and second now on back-to-back singles for Worrymore. Spool's 1 for 2 today. He hit a solo home run last time up on a fastball down the middle of the plate. Slider middle away. Lined at the middle. Finder makes a nice diving stop, and the runners get back in time. Robbed him of a base hit. 1 down, and that'll bring up Oliver with RBI man. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. Lined out his last time up. Curveball in there at the knees from Waters. 0-1. Outside with the curve that time. 1-1. Fastball up. Oliver cracks at the right center field. That's going to hang up, though, as Lang runs it down. 2 outs now in the inning. Runners have to hold. 2 down, and the pressure's on for Buck Swiner. 1 for 2 today with a single. Popped out his last time up. For about the knees, lines it through the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Coming around third is Fielder. He's going to test it. Here comes the throw from Lang. It is late. Run scores. RBI single for Buck, and the runner gets the third. Runners at the corners with 2 down as we're tied at 4. Winkelson up next is 0 for 2, looking for his first hit. Bad jumps active for Swiner at first base, so he's not going to be running anytime soon. Waters now tense after he blows the lead. Fastball high, ball 1. Heater inside, 2-0. Good hitters count for Winkelson. Slider middle of the plate, grounded to second, right to Sports on a hop, and that ends the inning. Bottom 6, we're tied up at 4 again after the RBI single by Buck Swiner. Find Air, Bronx, and Lang do up. Back and forth contest once again. This is reminding me of that last game that we won this season. I forget what team it was against. Couldn't tell you even if wide loads, that's it. Find Air up next. I believe she's 1 for 2 today. First pitch curveball from Hokie down in the way is a strike called at the knees, 0-1. Four-seamer down and in is grounded to short, right at Fielder. He'll make the stop, fires to first, 1 down. Yep, that bad jumps is pitiful. I agree. Bronx up next. He's 1 for 2 today. Or no, he's 0 for 1. Strike down and in for a strike. Fastball down and in for a strike. 0-1. That's the words. Next pitch, curveball at the knees. That's lined in the hole to left field. Base hit for Bronx. I think that's his first hit today. Or it's his second, is it? I don't know. Here's Lang, 1 for 2 today with the 2-run homer. He, I want to say struck out last time up. Maybe flew out. Either way, first pitch slider down and in is low from Hokie, ball 1. Now up over 80 pitches here on the contest. Four-seamer up and in, check swing inside, good take there by Lang, 2-0. Change it down in the way, chopped in front of the plate. Oliver fires to second, just late as Bronx beats the throw. Sometimes I forget how quick Billy actually is. Waters up next, he's 0 for 2, and that will do it for Wheat Waters. He goes 6 innings, gives up 4 earned runs, and 8 hits en route to a no decision for him so far, but if the 2 runners score, he's in line for the win once more. Pinch hitting is catcher Stacy Staples, the normal starter, hitting .235 with no homers and 1 RBI on the year. Is she the normal starter? No, she's the same overall as Bronx. Bronx is now the starter. He's a B. Interesting. Okay. First pitch four-seamer down in the way is chopped in the hole to first. Butcher has to flip it to the pitcher, and that's in time. 2 down as the runners advance on basically a sacrifice ground out. Now to bring up Yoder, the man, the myth, the legend, who has homered twice today, driving in 2 runs. He's got RBI dead active, though, and outside pitch still active. He's now locked in following the 2 home runs, and he is now back above the batting average, the Mendoza line. So, good for him, I guess. Hopefully he doesn't do it again. I would much appreciate it. Curveball down, and then the first pitch is inside. Ball 1. Four-seamer up and in. That's high. 2-0. Change up middle in. Fouled off by Yoder. 2-1 the count. Curveball up and in. Fouled off. 2-2. Big pitch coming for Hokie. Can he get out of the jam here? Can he retire Yoder and get out of it? Four-seamer down and in. Chased it low, strike 3. 4th punch out for Hokie, and that ends the inning in style. Conquering the Demons. Staples will exit, coming out of the bullpen. Veteran reliever Leonardo Ramiro in his 4th season. I believe it's his 2nd or 3rd with the Nemesis, so don't remember off the top of the head. Bottom 3 in our lineup do up to face him. Dougherty, Harrells, and Hokie. I want to say 2nd, but I don't think that's right. So at worst, Jude will get a no decision. At best, he can leave here with the win as Dougherty leads off. 2-run homer earlier in the game. She popped out last time up as she'll be facing the veteran Ramiro, who surprisingly hasn't retired yet. Leonard on the year is 0-1. He's got a 7.71 ERA and a 2.71 whip. 7 runs given up, only 6 of them earned. Like that makes a difference. 7 appearances, 7 innings pitched, 10 hits surrendered, 2 homers, 9 walks, 3 strikeouts recorded, and he has the highest batting average against on the entire bullpen, 345. All right. First pitch to Dougherty, fastball up and in is just high, and I think it was a little inside. Ball 1. Fastball up and in. Dougherty goes with it and cracks it to right center field, but she got it off the inner third of the bat, so not a lot of pop behind it. Easy play for Lang, 1 down, and that'll bring up Harrells, who's 0 for 2. Powers right-hander still active for him. Fastball away is outside from Ramiro. Ball 1. High with that heater, 2-0. Fastball up and away. Blooper to center field. That's into no man's land. Fine air dives over her glove, and that is a base hit. First hit for Harrells. He's 1 for 3 today with the pitcher slot due up next. Hokie will exit here after 6 innings pitched. He gives up, I forget exactly what he did. Gave up 7 hits, 2 walks, 4 earned runs, and he strikes out 4 batters en route to a no decision right now. If Harrells scores, he will have be in line for the win. Pinch hitting for him. I'm tempted to go for broke. Tempted, but we'll wait on this one. We are going to go to backup shortstop Eduardo Electro off the bench, who's been hitting really well in pinch hit roles recently. Electro on the year hitting .429 with 2 RBIs on the season. Check swing outside on that fastball. Ball 1. Ramiro already tense after the 1 hit. Fastball down the middle line past the Moonshotter's dive into left field. Electro again chips in a pinch hit single. He 1st and 2nd now with 1 down. Here's Ian Fielder, 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. RBI chance for the shortstop. Still looking for his 1st this season. He's also looking for his 1st home run in the series. He has yet to hit one, and his 3rd year with us. Fastball high, ball 1. I don't know if he had any coming over from the Sawtooth. I'd have to check, but I'm going to say he has none. Fielder never did have much pop in his bat. That's outside from Ramiro, 2-0. Fastball up. Fielder cracks at the left center field, but he got under it definitely. Lang cuts it off in left center. 2 down. All the pressure now is on Butcher. Rookie singled last time up. She's 1 for 3 today with a single. Romero done here after 2/3 of an inning. He gives up 2 hits and gets 2 outs. Coming out of the bullpen to relieve him is former Overdogs reliever, Rocket Ramon. Ramon's first year with the Nemesis, that much I do know. 4th year overall here in the series. 0-1 with a 2.89 ERA and a 1.61 whip. 6 appearances, 3 earned runs given up. 9 1/3 innings pitched, 11 hits surrendered, 2 homers, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Batting average against is the 2nd highest in the bullpen at .314, but he has a much better stat line compared to Ramiro. Butcher going to face him as Ramon's fully rested, so let's see how it goes. Fastball. Oh, that's a changeup. That's inside. Ball 1. Fastball down the middle. Butcher is late on the swing. That would have been gone. 1-1. Slider at the knees. She got it that time. Left center field. Heading to the gap. Pickleford runs it down on the warning track, and that ends the inning. Good speed and range out there in the outfield. I'm not going to leave it. I could leave Electro on and take Harrells off. I could do that. I think I will do that, actually. We are going to go to... Who are we going to go to out of the bullpen first? Right now, since we're tied, we are going to go to... Pops has less work on her arm, but she pitched more recently. So we are going to go to Arjun Greenman out of the bullpen. And we are going to take Harrells off as we'll move Fielder to second, and we'll have Electro play shortstop. Heart of the lineup coming up for the Nemesis, though. Pickleford, Sports, and Stanza due up. Here's Pickleford. He's 1 for 3 today with a single to lead off the inning here. We're going to make the defensive sub first before I forget. Fielder to second base. Electro takes over duties at shortstop, his natural position. And here's a look at Greenman's numbers on the season. Arjun has no record, a 0 ERA, and a 1.20 whip in 2 appearances. He's given up no runs, recorded the save, thrown 3 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Batting average against, lowest on the team at .231. See what he does here in his 3rd appearance here of the season. First pitch fastball down and in is chopped up the middle. That's a base hit for Pickleford. Leadoff man on in the 7th as Pickleford's locked in. Now we'll bring up Jock Sports, 1 for 3 with a single today. He's still rattled. Specialist active here for Greenman. First pitch 2-seam up and in near the dome. No flinch from Sports. Ball 1. Pick off first, nothing doing. Pickleford does have good speed over there, so be wary. Fastball up, fouled off by Sports as he's late on the swing. 1-1. 2-seamer down in the way is outside. 2-1. Slider down and in. That's fouled back. 2-2 the count. Slider at the knees, fouled off again, still 2-2. Four-seamer up and away. Runner goes as it's a pitch out. Oliver throws it down just late as Pickleford beats the throw. Good speed from Brine to put himself in scoring position with no outs. 5th stolen base of the year for Pickleford. He is 5 for 5. Full count now to Sports. 2-seamer down and in. That is fouled back again. As Greenman having to throw a lot of pitches here. Composed now active as well. Seamer up and in. Fouled off again as Sports again fights it off. 9th pitch of the at-bat coming here to Sports. Slider away. Chased it outside. Strike 3. First punch out for Greenman, and that'll bring up Stanza 0 for 2 with a walk today. Walked it last time at the plate, and she is facing Specialist again. Fastball inside. Misses. Ball 1. 2-seamer down and in. That's chopped foul by Stanza. 1-1. Slider up and in. Rip foul by Stanza. She was looking fastball. 1-2. Four-seamer down and in. Swung through it. Strike 3. Second punch out for Greenman. 2 down in the inning, and that'll bring up Moonshada, the third baseman. Over 3 day for Hito, but Greenman does lose Specialist here as he's facing a right-hander. Slider outside and low. Ball 1. Four-seamer down and away. Outside to Moonshada. 2-0. 2-seamer down and in. Strike called at the knees. 2-1. Four-seamer down in the way. Line to short. Second. Fielder lunges to his right and makes the stop. Well, that's his left, our right. Doesn't matter. The catch is made. Runner stranded to the 8th. We're tied at 4. Hard lineup up. Worrymore, Oliver, and Swiner. This is the part of the lineup you need to get it done with. Let's go. Worrymore leads off. 1 for 3 today with a home run. Slider way outside from Ramon. That's nowhere near the zone. Ball 1. Fastball's outside, and that's low. 2-0. Fastball down the middle. Worrymore lines it to right field. Yoder runs it down in front of the wall. 1 out. Next up, Oliver. 1 for 3 with a single. Fastball outside. Called strike. Going 1. Heater up and in. Nowhere near the zone. 1-1. Fastball up and in. Oliver pops it up to right field. Easy play for Yoder. In on it. 2 down. Got to bring up Swiner. He's 2 for 3 today. He singled in a run last time up. Looking to extend the inning here with a hit. Change up outside. Ball 1. Change up away. 2-0. Change up away. Rip foul by Buck as he was looking fastball. 2-1. Change up away again. That's grounded softly to second. Sports will make the play, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 for Ramon. Bottom 8. It's 6-7-8 due up for the Nemesis here. It's still tied at 4. Find Air, Bronx, Lang, and then the pitcher slot is due up 4th if they get to it. Find Air leads off the inning. 1 for 3 today with a single. A specialist activates again for Greenman, but they pinch hit with rookie right fielder Jorge Hale. So the right-hander will now bat. Hale hitless on the season, meaning Greenman loses his specialist. First pitch, two-seamer up and in. That's turned on by Hale, but way, way early. He was a little too amped up for that swing. 0-1. Slider down at the knees. Fouled off again. 0-2. Slider down and in the dirt. Low. 1-2 as it bounces. Fastball up and away. Swung through it. Strike 3. Third punch out for Greenman. 1 down. Bronx up next. 1 for 2 today with a single and a walk. Still batting right-handed, so Greenman, no specialist for him here. First pitch slider up and away. Strike called, 0-1. Four-seamer up and in, high, 1-1. Two-seamer down and away, outside, 2-1. Four-seamer down and in, that's line to short. Electro backhands it before it hits the dirt, 2 down. Good reflexes there, and that'll bring up the rookie Lang. Center fielder 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer today. Lang, I don't even know if Lang's a rookie. He's either a first or second-year player. That's all I can tell you. First pitch four-seamer down and away from Greenman is outside for ball 1. Slider down and in. Check swing inside. Good take. 2-0 as Greenman's locked in here. Two-seamer up and in is strike called at the corner. 2-1. Just in there at the letters. Four-seamer up and away. High. 3-1. Composed activates for Greenman. Slider down in the way. That's fouled off. Full count. Slider down and in. Low ball 4. Good eye from Lang. Nerves of steel as he takes it just low, and that's the first walk from Greenman as the pitcher comes up next. Pinch hitting for Ramon. Nobody. They're going to let him bat. Interesting. Lang with fantastic speed over at first base. I would be shocked if he didn't steal immediately. Pick off first, nothing doing. Wonder if they're going to go for the old hit and run here. First pitch two-seamer down and in. Low ball 1. Four-seamer inside. Strike called. 1-1. Slider up and away. Outside. 2-1. Fastball down in the way. Swung through it. 2-2. Two-seamer high. Full count. Runner goes with the pitch. Four-seamer down and in. Grounded to second. Right at fielder. He'll make the play to first, and Greenman strands the runner. To the 9th. We're still tied at 4. Winkelson, Dougherty, and then the pitcher slot due up. 6, 7, 8 for the Buzzards. Leading off is Winkelson, rookie. Surprisingly hitless today. One of the rare times this year he's been hitless. He's 0 for 3. Replacing Hale at shortstop is fourth-year infielder Flash Ladar. Going to be taking second base, which will move Sports back to his primary position of shortstop. So Ladar is on, and Ramon will start the inning here. Change up low to Winkelson, 1-0. Fastball outside, caught the corner, 1-1. Slider outside, 2-1. Fastball down the middle. Winkelson crushes it right center field. He got a good piece of it to the high wall. It goes. It is in the nest. It hits the first row and bounces back into play. Home run for Winkelson, first of his career. The contact hitter goes yard, and he gives the Buzzards a lead, 5-4. Got to bring up Doherty, 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer today. Ramon surprisingly not tense. Slider down and in, caught the zone, 0-1. I chased that fastball in the dirt, 0-2. Chase the slider in the dirt, strike 3, picked by Bronx. He'll fire at the first, 1 down. Doherty now tense, and that'll bring up the pitcher slot Greenman. We will pinch hit for him. Coming off the bench, 2-hit is going to be... I am going to need a new third baseman next inning. Got it. We're going to Whopper Batsman, the new man on campus, getting his first at-bat of the season, just signed out of free agency. Let's see if the big bopper can actually do something with it. Fastball up and away, outside to Ramon, ball 1. Change up in there at the knees, 1-1. Fastball up, chopped the first. Stanza backhands it, flips to Ramon in time, 2 down. Electro up next, 1 for 1 today with the single. Fastball up on the first pitch, grounded up the first base line. Nice diving stop by Stanza, gets it to Ramon in time to end the inning. But the Buzzards get the lead on the first career home run of center fielder Winkelson. I forgot his first name there for a second. Alfio. 5-4, we take the lead here into the bottom of the 9th. Pops will come on to try and get the save. We are going to take Doherty out, and we will swap fielder and batsman. So batsman will play second. Fielder will go back to his natural position at third base. Top of the lineup up for the Nemesis. It's their last shot here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Yoder, Pickleford, and Sports due up. Yoder leading off. He's 2 for 4 today with 2 solo homers, and he struck out swinging last time up. Switch hitter will now bat left-handed against the righty Pops. And we will make the substitution here. Batsman will sub in with Winkelson. They will swap positions. And now everybody's in their rightful positions. Here's Molly Pops' numbers on the season. Molly on the year in 3 appearances is 0-1. She has a 5.40 ERA and a 1.20 whip. 3 earned runs given up while recording a save. 5 innings pitched. 5 hits surrendered. 1 home run, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Her batting average against is .250, which is the best and second best in the bullpen. Going for the save. Let's see what she does here. First pitch to Yoder is a fastball just high, ball 1. Two-seamer up and in is also high, 2-0. Four-seamer down and in is low, 3-0. Curveball down and in, that's in there on the check swing, 3-1. Two-seamer at the knees, in there for a strike, full count now. Four-seamer up and in, line grounded foul, we'll do it again. Two-seamer down and in. Chased it low, strike 3. First punch out there for Pops. 1 down. Next up is Pickleford. He's 2 for 4 today with 2 singles and a stolen base. Locked in at the plate currently. First pitch curveball at the knees. That is grounded up the middle. A base hit for Pickleford. His 3rd hit today. He is 3 for 5. And he'll be on with 1 down. That's going to bring Sports to the plate. He's 1 for 4 today with the single. Pick off first, nothing doing. First pitch two-seamer down in the way is low, ball 1. Four-seamer down and in. That's grounded, then hold a short. Electro dives, makes the stop. He has to go to first. Gets it there to retire Sports 2 down as the tying run is now at second for Stanza. 0 for 3 today with a walk. She is the last chance right now for the Nemesis. First pitch, four-seamer down and in. Strike called, 0-1. Pops gets ahead. Curveball down and in. Low, 1-1. Seamer up and in. Stanza takes it for a strike. 1-2. Down to her last strike. Four-seamer up and in. Chased it high. Strike 3. Second punch out for Pops, and she nails the door shut. Second save of the year for Molly, and the Buzzards end the losing streak at 2. 5-4 your final in Game 1 as we improve to 4-5 on the year, and the Nemesis fall to 1-8, officially eliminating them from playoff contention. And that is a great win, and we still got one more game after this. Even offensive day for both clubs. 11 hits for us, 9 for the Nemesis. 5-4 the runs totaled. No errors in either's ball club either. Hitless today for us were pinch hitter Whopper Batsman and the pitcher Jude Hokie. Everyone else got at least one hit. Homers today for Doherty, a 2-run shot. Worrymore, a solo homer. And Alfio Winkelson, his first career home run, was a solo shot as well. And Buck Swiner also chipped in an RBI single. On the other side for the Nemesis, 2 solo home runs today for Javi Yoder. A 3-hit day for Brian Pickleford. Hitless were Stanza, Moonshada, the rookie Hale, and Wheatwaters, Stacy Staples, and Rocket Ramon. Ron Lang, he chipped in a 2-run homer as well to total up the scoring for the Nemesis. Pitching lines, Hokie, 6 innings, no decisions, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3 home run balls. Arjun Greenman gets his first win of the year, improving to 1-0. 2 innings out of the pen with 1 hit given up, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Molly Pops gets her second save of the year, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts given. On the other side for the Nemesis, Wheatwaters, a no decision for the rookie, 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 homers given up. Ramiro, a no decision, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits surrendered. Rocket Ramon gets the loss. He throws the last 2 1/3 innings, giving up a hit, earned run, which was a solo homer, and a strikeout. He falls to 0-2. Player of the game is Javi Yoder with his 2-homer day. Following him, Ron Lang with a 2-run homer, and then Doherty with her 2-run homer is the 3rd place finisher. All right, and that is Game 1 in the books. Now we got to go into Game 2. Alrighty. Take a look around the league first before we sim. Che Michael, +9 speed. Again, he gets a boost, but it's to his speed. I need a hitting boost for him. I can't play him otherwise, damn it. Come on. After the loss, the Nemesis cut Hito Moonshada. He's replaced by shortstop Martha Eel. Casper Stern is let go by the Overdogs, replaced by right fielder Devin Splits. They are making the playoff push. Currently tied for the division lead, so I don't blame them. Heaters then signed Lucy Finnegans, the reliever, replacing their ace reliever Charlie Best. Thankfully, we did not see him when we played him, thankfully. Hiro Misano is finally signed. He is picked up by the Nemesis, actually, for Heidi Mabetz. And I think he's supposed to start this next game, so that'll be interesting. Boomer Platoon is signed to the Herbisaurs, replacing Busha Digman. Okay. Little improvement there, I guess. All right. Sim up to the next game here, see what we got. Let's have a look at the league and see what happens here. Jacks taking on the Heaters, and they beat them 5-2, taking the division lead back by themselves. Wild Pigs continue their winning ways, beating the Salty 5-3 as they improve to a league best 7-2 on the year. Moonstars beat the Moose 5-3. Grapplers outdueled the Overdogs here 2-1. Gives the Jacks a full game lead in the division as the Sandcats rough up the Blowfish 7-1. Jacks then blow it to the Platypi 4-3 as they fall to 6-4. Freebooters crush the Softies 7-1. You love to see it. That's their 4th win, and that shoots them all the way up to 3rd place. Wow. Good win there for the Booters. I called it. All right. Revenge game for Hiro Misano. Incoming. 2nd game of the doubleheader. Here's the pitching matchup scheduled. P.J. Andrews on the mound for us. 1-0 with a 3 ERA and a 1.42 whip, making his 3rd start of the season. No decision last time out for P.J. I believe we did win that game against the Wide Loads. On the other side, the Nemesis will send Hiro Misano, who they just picked up out of free agency, to replace Heidi Mabetz. He was on our playoff roster last year, and in the regular season he pitched the last half of the season for us, so he's a little familiar with the club. Not so much with the new guys that were just signed, but He's familiar with the organization at least, so it is a revenge game for Hero. Trying to be the hero that the Nemesis need. Alrighty, let's look at these options here. I think I said I was going to get both of these for Cuevas and Fielder last time out. Dumb one for Oliver. I'm not going to worry about that one. This one for Perez. Interesting one, but he is a backup, so I'll keep that in mind. If I have not enough money to go around, I'll probably ignore this one. Good one for Bonventre. Definitely could use this one. That would be a nice one. And Winkelson, upgrading his power would be nice. So I guess we'll let this one for Perez go and just focus on Winkelson and Bonventre next time. But for right now, we're definitely getting these two for Cuevas and Fielder. Alrighty, Fielder first. Gonna get only the 5-speed, which is alright. He's now up to a 67. Does not get low pitch, but hey, getting a little bit better out there. And Cuevas gonna get the accuracy boost here as he gets 1 velo out of it. And gets 2 accuracy, so up to 56 in the accuracy department and up to 21 velocity. Now officially a C overall. Love to see it. Alright, let's set the lineup here for game 2. Leading off will be Fielder over at third base. Following him is first baseman Butcher. Worrymore out in right will bat third. Oliver again bats fourth behind the dish. Swiner batting fifth again in left. Chain Michael, he heard me complain about him not getting a hitting boost, so the game juiced him. He's going to be batting sixth at shortstop. Okay, game, we did this last year and he went hitless. Let's see if he's learned his lesson. Batting seventh is the second baseman Harrells, and Winkelson, despite homering last game, will bat eighth in center field. Andrews will round us out on the mound in the number 9 slot. Alright. So Nemesis did make 2 roster moves before this game, so they've officially given up on the season. They got rid of their starter Moonshada at third, bringing in the bench player Eel, and then they also got rid of Mabetz for Misano. That is a C+ for a C trade. See if their lineup differs. Okay, Find Air now back to third, Sports short. Levar starting at second today. Okay. Other than that, it's the same other 8 starters on the 7 starters in the field, so just a little bit of the different order. Fielder, Butcher, and Worrymore due up first here against Misano, making his season debut. Fielder will lead off, 281 average on the year for Ian. He had 2 hits last game. Misano's first pitch of the season, curveball outside, ball 1. First pitch of his season, I should say. Fastball in there at the letters, 1-1. Changeup rip foul, 1-2 to Fielder. Fastball up and in is chased, dribbled to second. Levar bare hands and flips in time, 1 down. Come on, Fielder was trying to show off his new speed. You gotta let him beat it out. Anyway, Butcher up next. First baseman hitting .270 with a RBI in the season. Slider in there for a strike, going 1. Butcher had 1 hit in the first game. Curveball outside from Misano, 1-1. She went 1 for 4. Sliders outside, 2-1. Fastball up, Butcher cracks it to center field, hits it pretty well. Going back to the warning track is the center fielder Lang to make the catch, 2 down. He was just with his back against the fence. Next up, Worrymore, the right fielder hitting .265, 3 homers, 8 RBIs on the year. Worrymore homered back in the first game. Fastball up and away, outside, ball 1. Change up inside, 2-0. Change up outside, 3-0. Fastball down and in there for a strike. 3-1 from Misano. Outside, ball 4. First walk of the year for Misano as Worrymore reaches to keep the inning alive. Now to bring up the catcher, Byrne Oliver, who had 1 hit in the first game. He went 1 for 4. 300 average on the year with 4 RBIs for Oliver. Slider down and in is a strike called, 0-1. Fastball low, 1-1. Slider down and then ripped by Oliver into left field on the line, but it's right to Pickleford, who comes charging in to make the catch to end the inning. Bottom 1 we go. Yoder, Find Air, and Pickleford up first for the Nemesis. As gone is the rays of sunlight during game 1. Today's weather very, very gloomy and cloudy, and it looks like it's about to pour its ass off. Hopefully we get this in before the weather affects us. Then the off-right fielder, Javi Yoder, hitting .211 with 3 homers, 4 RBIs. He had a 2-homer game in the first part of his doubleheader. He'll be the first batter to face right-hander P.J. Andrews. Fourth-year starter is 1-0 on the year with a 3 ERA and a 1.42 whip. 4 earned runs given up in his 2 starts, totaling 12 innings, so he's averaging 6 innings a start. 14 hits surrendered, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and a batting average against a .286, which is the second best in the rotation currently. Lineup for the Nemesis looks like this. After Yoder, it is the third baseman Ali Findair. Then it is the left fielder locked in Brian Pickleford. Batting fourth is first baseman Kat Stanza. Batting fifth, shortstop Jock Sports, who's still rattled. Batting sixth is center fielder Ron Lang. Batting seventh, catcher Billy Bronx, who's still locked in. And batting eighth, coming off the bench, second baseman Flash Levar. Batting ninth will be Misano. First pitch fastball up and in is nowhere near the zone from Andrews. We're underway, ball 1. Curveball up and in the next pitch, inside, 2-0. Two-seamer middle in, inside, ball 3 as Andrews has not yet defined the zone. Slider hangs, Yoder takes it all the way, 3-1. Four-seamer middle in, strike called, full count. Two-seamer down and in, grounded to short right at Michael. He'll charge and make the stop, 1 down. Next up is Findair, Allie hitting .333 on the season. 1 hit in the first game for her. It's fastball at the knees. Fouled off. 0-1. Slider down in the way. Chopped in the hole to third. Fielder cuts it off. Fires to first. 2 down. Now we'll bring up Pickleford, the left fielder, who went 3 for 5 in the first game with 3 singles and a stolen base. He's hitting .333 with a homer, 3 RBIs, and he has contact for his right-hander active here against Andrews. First four-seamer up and away. Check swing strike called, 0-1. Curveball down and in. Pickleford chops it foul behind the dish, 0-2. Two-seamer up and in. Inside, 1-2. Game active here for Andrews. That slider is low in the dirt, 2-2. Fastball outside. Chased it, strike 3. First punch up for Andrews, 103 on the gun as he blows it by Pickleford to end the inning. 1-2-3 for him to the second. 5, 6, and 7 up for the Buzzards. Swiner, Michael, and Harrells. Leading off the inning is left fielder Buck Swiner. A 2-hit day for Swiner in Game 1. He hits .324 now with 3 RBIs. Drove in 1 of our 5 runs with a single in that game. Fastball down the middle for Misano, 0-1. Curveball at the knees. Swiner pops it up to shallow center field. In on it Lang to make the catch. 1 down. Jay Michael up next, shortstop getting his rare start of the year as he's juiced, batting 1,000 on the year. Slider hangs and Michael crushes it to center field. He hits it pretty well. Back at the wall is Lang. He looks up and it is gone. First career home run for Jay Michael, and it took him to year 2 to do it because he doesn't play that much. But the young shortstop cracks one over the fence. It is 1-0 Buzzards. That was a hanger, and he said, "Thank you, I'm going in." Hey, whoa, he passed his pregame drug test. I don't know what you're talking about. Nathaniel Harrells up next, second baseman, 1 for 3 in the first game. Power of his right-hander active, hitting .273 on the year. Fastball up, Harrells skies it to center field. Back at the fence is Lang. He's calling for it, though, and he'll make the catch. 2 down, just off the end of the bat. Yes, I will accept the fruits answer. He had some pineapple before the game. Next up, Winkleson, hitting .424 with a homer, 4 RBIs. Winkleson cracked his first career home run, which was the deciding run last game in the 8th inning. It was his only hit of the game. He was 1 for 4. Curveball in there on the outside corner, 0-1. Curveball away, skied to right center field, and that's going to be an easy out for Lang, and that ends the inning. But the Buzzards get a home run from Shane Michael, the shortstop, who all of a sudden learned how to hit. Bottom 2, it's 1-0. Stanza, Sports, and Lang do up. Yes, respect the power of the pineapples. His devil fruit, if you will. Stands up next, first baseman with outside pitch active, was hitless in Game 1. She went 0 for 4. .294 average with 3 RBIs on the season. First pitch fastball away. That's fouled off. Thankfully, Stanza was late. 0-1. Two-seamer up and in. Stanza takes it on the check. 0-2. Slider down and in. Chop foul. 0-2 still. Curveball middle in. Way inside. Almost kneecaps her, but she holds her ground. 1-2. Two-seamer up and in. Foul back. Still 1-2. Two-seamer up and in. Fouled off again. We'll do it again. Slider middle away. Swung through it, strike 3. Second punch up for Andrews. 1 down. Back-to-back days here for PJ, and that'll bring up Jack Sports, the shortstop, who's still rattled. 1 hit for Jack in the first game. He went 1 for 4. 154 average with an RBI in the air. I believe he went 1 for 3 and actually drew a walk, if I remember correctly. Or was it 1 for 4 with a walk? Who cares? He had 1 hit. That's what matters. Fastball middle in. Strike called. 0-1. Curveball middle away. Sports rips it foul. 0-2. Two-seamer down and in. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Curveball up and away is high. 1-2. Two-seamer at the knees. Low. 2-2. Four-seamer down in the way. Low again. Full count. Slider down and in. Sports fouls it off. Still a full count. Four-seamer up. Chased it high. Strike 3. 3 straight punch-outs for Andrews. 2 down in the inning, and that is going to bring up Ron Lang, the center fielder, hitting .206, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Hit a 2-run homer in the first game. It was one of his 2 hits on the day. He went 2 for 4. Two-seamer away, outside, ball 1. Andrews already locked in here. Four-seamer low, chased it, 1-1. Slider up and away, called a strike, 1-2. Go down and away, check swing low, 2-2. Seamer up and in. Chased high, strike 3. Andrews strikes out the side. 4 strikeouts in a row for PJ dating back to the first inning. To the third, it's 1-0 still. Andrews leads off, followed by Fielder and Butcher. Andrews leads off. He's locked in, hitting 1 for 4 on the year. 250 average. First pitch here from Misano. Fastball at the knees, 0-1. Curveball away, 1-1 the count. Fastball down and in, ripped foul by Andrews, 1-2. Changeup fouled off inside, 1-2 still the count. Fastball down and in, skied to left center field. That'll hang up for Pickleford, 1 down. Ian up next, fielder is 0 for 1 today. Third baseman flew out his first time up. Slider at the knees, chopped up the first base line. Easy play for Stanza. She'll take it herself, 2 outs. Butcher up next. She's 0 for 1 today. Flew out the center fielder first time up. Curveball middle in is a strike. Going 1. Check swing high on the heater. 1-1. Change up middle in. Rip foul. 1-2 the count. Fastball down and then turned on by Butcher to the high wall. It goes on the line off the top of the wall, and that'll be a single as Pickleford played the hop correctly. Butcher now 1 for 2 today, and that extends the inning for Warrior, who walked his first time up. No official at bat yet for Spool. Fastball inside, ball 1. Curveball down and in. Warrior skies it, left center field, looking for the high wall, but he got just under it. Pickleford there makes the catch in the gap, and that ends the inning. Bottom 3, still 1-0. Buzzards lead. Bottom 3 in the lineup up for the nemesis, Bronx, Levar, and Misano. There's Billy Bronx, catcher locked in. He's hitting .231 with an RBI in the area. 2 hits in game 1. Facing the locked in Andrews, who struck out the last 4 batters to face him. First pitch curveball at the knees. Chopped in front of the plate, but foul. 0-1. Two-seamer down and in. Bronx swings through it. 0-2. Four-seamer up and away. Chased it outside, strike 3. 5 punch-outs in a row for PJ Andrews. 1 down in the inning, and that will bring up Flash Levar, hitting .185 with an RBI on the year. Levar was a defensive sub in game 1. He did not get to bat, so this is his first at bat here in the episode. First slider down in the way, strike called, 0-1. Four-seamer up, taken high, 1-1. Two-seamer down the middle, Levar rips it foul, 1-2. Slider up and away, line in the hole to short. Michael backhands it, picks it up and fires, 2 down. Next up, Misano, pitcher getting his first at bat of the entire season. 2 down, nobody on. There's just fastball down the middle. Chop to third. Fielder charges, makes the stop, fires to first. In time, 1-2-3 inning for Andrews. To the fourth, it's still 1-0. Oliver, Swiner, and Michael do up. Oliver leads off. Catcher flew out his first time up the center field. He's 0 for 1 today. Fastball at the knees, a strike called, 0-1. Fastball up. Oliver skies it to right center field as he got just under it. Laying out for it, makes the catch, 1 down. Swiner up next. He's 0 for 1 today. Curveball down and in on the check swing, inside and low, ball 1. Fastball up and away, swung late, 1-1. Fastball at the knees, Swiner turns on it, rips it down the right field line. Yoder into the corner, just in foul territory to make the catch, 2 down. Next up is Michael. He homered his first time up, so far the only home run of the game so far. He's now locked in after the home run. Fastball up and away is a strike called for Misano, 0-1 as that hit the corner. Curveball just outside and high, misses, 1-1. Slider middle in, Michael skies to left field. This should be an easy play for Pickleford. It is, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom 4, it's still 1-0. Yoder, Find Air, and Pickleford do up here against the Andrews. Yoder leads off. He's 0 for 1 today. First pitch slider middle in is inside and low, ball 1. Four-seamer up and in. Fouled off, 1-1. Curveball middle in, ripped to first. Butcher dives just over her glove, into the corner it goes. It's at least a single for Yoder, and Warrimore's quick thinking will hold him to just that. First hit of the game for the Nemesis. Now to bring up Find Air, who's 0 for 1 today. First pitch two-seamer down in the way is in the dirt, ball 1. Four-seamer down in the way, in the dirt, 2-0. Curveball up and in, swung through it, 2-1. Two-seamer up and away, fouled off, 2-2. Slider down and in the dirt, full count. Four-seamer down in the way, chop foul, still a full count. Two-seamer down and in, swung through it, strike 3, 6 punch out for Andrews, 1 down in the inning. Gotta bring up Pickleford, 0 for 1. First pitch four-seamer up and away. Outside, ball 1. Pickleford struck out swinging his first time up. Two-seamer down and in is low, 2-0. Fastball away, 3-0. Slider middle in, check swing strike, 3-1. Ball away, outside, ball 4. First walk from Andrews as Pickleford reaches. First and second now. 1 down for Stanza, who's 0 for 1 with the strikeout. First pitch four-seamer up and in. Strike called, 0-1. Two-seamer down and in. Line to third, right at fielder for the second out. Low throw gets by Butcher as both runners look to advance, and they will on the bad throw by fielder. Second and third now with 2 down for Sports, who's 0 for 1 today. Struck out swinging his first time up. First pitch curveball away. Chased outside, 0-1. Four-seamer down in the way, in the dirt, 1-1. Slider inside, ripped foul by Sports, 1-2 the count. An inactive, two-seamer up and in, inside, 2-2. Four-seamer down in the way, chopped in the hole to short. Michael dives, makes the nice stop, gets up and fires, gets it there in time to strand the runners as he throws out Sports. Nice play chain, doing it all right now. To the 5th, it's 1-0. Harrells, Winkelson, and Andrews do up. Harrells leading off the inning. He's 0 for 1 today with the fly out. Fastball up, called a strike to the letters, 0-1. Curveball down and in there for a strike as well, 0-2. Curveball at the knees, grounded up the middle, nice diving play by Sports. He'll match Michael from last inning and throw out a runner, 1 out. Next up, Winkelson, he's 0 for 1 today. Fastball high, ball 1. Winkelson flew out his first time up as well. Fastball down in the way, in there at the knees, 0-1. Fastball up and in is fouled off into the seats, 1-2. Change up out in front of it at the knee, strike 3 swinging. First punch out of the year for Misano. 2 down, and that'll bring up Andrews, who's 0 for 1. PJ popped out his first time up. Fastball up, he'll sky that to right field, hit it pretty well. Back to the wall is Yoder, he'll make the catch in right center, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Bottom 5, it's still 1-0. Lang, Bronx, and Levar due up against Andrews. Lang leading off, he's 0 for 1 today. Struck out swinging his first time up. First pitch curveball to him, away, outside, ball 1. Four-seamer down and in is inside, 2-0. Four-seamer up, strike at the letters, 2-1. Slider away, grounded in the hole to third, fielder dives, makes the stop, gets up and fires. Nice play, Ian, to make up for your error last inning, 1 down. Bronx up next, 0 for 1 today. First pitch four-seamer high, taken high, ball 1. First pitch curveball, next pitch curveball at the knees, fouled off, 1-1. Two-seamer up and away, outside, 2-1. Slider down and away, chased it in the dirt, 2-2. Four-seamer up, swing through it, strike 3, 7th punch out for Andrews. 2 down in the inning, and that will bring up Levar, 0 for 1 today. Grounded out his first time up. First pitch two-seamer down and in is low, ball 1. Four-seamer down and in, strike call, 1-1. Slider up and away, swung through it, 1-2. Curveball down and away, outside, 2-2. Four-seamer up and in, high, full count. Two-seamer down and away, chopper to second. Harrells charges, makes the stop. 1-2-3 inning for Andrews. To the 6th, it's still 1-0. Fielder, Butcher, and Warrimore due up. Here's Ian Fielder. He's 0 for 2 today. Tense after making an error in the field last time up. He's also grounded out twice. Fastball up and in is inside, ball 1. Change up in, fastball in there and middle in, 1-1. Fastball high, 2-1. Fastball inside on the check swing, 3-1. Sana now locked in out there. Slider down and in, sky to left center field, looking for the gap. It'll get down in front of Pickleford for a base hit. First hit today for Ian, he is 1 for 3. Now to bring up Butcher, she singled last time up, she is 1 for 2 today. Fastball up and in for a ball, 1-0, as Misano no longer locked in. Heater up and away, 2-0. Heater high, 3-0. Good pitchers count. Good hitters count for Butcher. Fastball inside, though, is ball 4. Second walk of the day for Misano. First and second to start the inning here in the 6th with none down for Warrimore. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out. He's also walked today. Fastball away, strike called, 0-1. Heater up and away, outside, 1-1. Fastball middle in is chased inside, fouled off, 1-2 as Whiffer activates here for Warrimore. Fastball up and in, popped up behind third, Find Air runs it down for the first out. Both runners hold. Oliver up next, he's 0 for 2, he's flown out twice today, but he does have RBI man active for the first time today. Fastball up, fouled off, 0-1. Change up middle in is fouled off, 0-2. Oliver behind the 8 ball here against Misano. Fastball up the knees is fouled off again, as we'll do it again at 0-2. Curveball lined in the hole to second. Levar fields it on the hop. Flips the second one, sports the first in time for a double play, and that ends the inning. Bottom 6th, Misano now with a quality start. He'll lead off the inning here, followed by Yoder and Find Air against Andrews, who's also looking to get a quality start. Misano 0 for 1 today, and he'll be lifted for the pinch hitter, newly acquired bench player, Martha Eel, the shortstop. Taking Hito Munshada's spot on the roster. First pitch to her, a curveball outside, ball 1. This is Eel's first at bat of the whole season. Fastball down and in is lined to third, past the diving fielder into the corner. That is going to be her first hit of the year. Swiner gets it in quickly. That'll hold her to just a single. Only the second hit given up so far by Andrews today. Leadoff woman on here in the 6th, and that'll bring up Yoder. He's 1 for 2 today with the single. First pitch curveball down and in. Yoder takes it for a called strike at the knees, 0-1. Four-seamer down and in. That's lined at the middle. Base hit for Yoder. His second hit today. He's now 2 for 3. Next up is Find Air. She's 0 for 2. 2 on and none down here to start the inning for the Nemesis. Andrews working himself into a jam. First pitch two-seamer up and away is outside and ball 1. Not high though. Four-seamer down. Low 2-0. Ball at the knees. Find Air rips it to right, but it goes right to Worrymore on the line. 1 out. Still 2 on here, and that'll bring up Pickleford. 0 for 1 today. He walked last time up and has struck out swinging. First pitch slider down and in is low. Ball 1. Pickleford does still have his contact trait active here against the right-hander Andrews. Fastball middle of the plate, grounded up the middle. Harrells dives past him into center field. Winkelson has to come up throwing, and he'll get it in quickly. Bases loaded with 1 down. Pickleford now 2 for 3 today. Or whatever. Stands up next, 0 for 2. First pitch four-seamer up and in. Inside from Andrews. Ball 1. He's got the bases loaded with 1 down. Slider's low, 2-0. Two-seamer middle in. Rip foul, 2-1. Big spot for PJ. Curveball down and in. Line to right field. It's down for a base hit. Station to station ball as Eel scores. It's tied up at 1. Next up is Sports, who's 0 for 2 and still rattled. Andrews done after 5 1/3 innings. He gives up 5 hits and 2 walks, striking out 7 batters, 1 earned run so far. Not going to get the quality start because he can't get through the 6th, unfortunately. He has thrown 91 pitches, however, and is gassed. We are going to go to the bullpen here. We're going to go to right-hander Molly Pops, who got the save in Game 1, throwing the 9th inning. Pops 0-1 on the year, a 4.50 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP. 4 appearances. She's recorded 2 saves, giving up 3 earned runs. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits surrendered, 1 of them a homer. She has walked a batter and struck out 6. Batting average against .250 on the year. She comes into a bases-loaded jam with 1 out in the 6th against Jock Sports. Hitless on the day, he's 0 for 2. First pitch two-seamer away, outside for ball 1. Four-seamer down and in. Grounded in the hole to short. Michael dives, he couldn't get there. That's in for a base hit. 1 run scores, second runner coming around. Swiner's throw dropped by Oliver. Had he made the catch, that second runner is dead. Instead, it's a 2-run single, both of which are charged to Andrews. Got to bring up Lang, center fielder, 0 for 2 today. First pitch curveball down and away from Pops. Chop back to Pops, fires the second one, hurls the first. Double play, and that ends the inning in style. But the Buzzards lose the lead here on 3 runs as the Nemesis reclaim the lead thanks to the pinch hitter Eel starting a rally. Ramon coming out of the bullpen, he took the loss in Game 1. Part of the double switch is Stanza will exit, and Stacy Staples, the backup catcher, comes in to play her backup position of first base. To the 7th, we are now down by 2 and need to rally. Swiner, Michael, and Harrells up against Ramon. Swiner 0 for 2 today, he'll start the inning. Ramon on the air. He's 0-2 now after taking the loss in Game 1. 3.09 ERA and a 1.37 WHIP. 7 games pitched. He's given up 4 earned runs, 11 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 3 homers, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Batting average against .279. Ramon took the loss when he gave up the first career home run of Alfie Winkelson to break the 4-4 tie in the 9th inning. Ramon ready. Here's Swiner's ready as well. Fastball in there for a strike. Changeup in there for a strike as well. Same spot, middle in, 0-2. Way outside with the heater, nowhere near the zone, 1-2. Fastball down the middle, fouled back, 1-2. Fastball up, chased at high, strike 3. First punch up for Swiner. 1 down, and that'll bring up Chain Michael. Flew out last time up and then hit his first career home run in his first at-bat of the game. He's 1 for 2. Fastball at the knees, grounded up the middle. Base hit for Michael as it's past the diving Leather into center. Second hit for Chain. He's 2 for 3 today. Now locked in again, and that'll bring up Harrells. Nathaniel 0 for 2 today. Pick off first, nothing doing, as Michael, who's juiced, is ready to steal at any moment. Change it down and in, turned on by Harrells, but fouled off, 0-1. Pick off first again, still nothing doing. Fastball away, chased it 0-2. Inside heater, 1-2. Fastball middle in, line up the middle, base hit for her. Oh, Levar, you bitch. You doubled us off, you little slag. Well, spoke too soon, you hate to see it. Bottom 7 is 3-1. Bottom 3 in the lineup up for the Nemesis, Bronx, Levar, and Staples. Billy Bronx leading off, catcher 0 for 2 today. Just doing a fastball down in the way, strike called, 0-1. Curveball down and in, check swing strike, 0-2. Two-seamer up and in, called strike 3. First punch up for Pops, 1 down. Next up, Levar, 0 for 2 today. First pitch curveball down in the way, strike called, 0-1. Two-seamer up and away, swung through it, 0-2. Curveball down and in, chased it in the dirt, strike 3. Oliver to first with it, 2 down. Second punch up for Pops, and that'll bring up Staples, the catcher. First at bat of the game for her. 0 for 1 in the first game as a pinch hitter. Now hitting .222 on the year with still the 1 RBI. First pitch 4-seamer in there, ripped to left center, that's in the gap. Swiner will get it in quickly, so it'll hold the slow Staples to just a single. 2-out hit keeps the inning alive here for Yoder. He's singled his last 2 times at the plate. He is 2 for 3 today. First pitch 2-seamer up and in. Check swing high, ball 1. 4-seamer down and in. Check swing low, 2-0. Ball up and in, high and inside, 3-0. 4-seamer down and in. Ripped to right field on the line. That is a base hit. Third hit for Yoder. He is 3 for 4 as that 2-out hit keeps it alive again. Brings fine air to the plate. She's 0 for 3. First pitch 2-seamer at the knees. Strike called on the check. 0-1. 4-seamer down and in. Inside. 1-1. Curveball up and away. High. 2-1. 2-seamer down and away. Chop foul. 2-2. 4-seamer up and in. Check swing inside. Full count. Ball inside, runners go, line to first, Butcher dives off her body into the foul territory. That'll drive the run in as run scores. It is 4-1. Next up, Pickleford, 1 for 2 with a single and a walk today. Singled his last time at the plate. First pitch fastball away from Pops, check swing strike, 0-1. Curveball away, popped up foul territory, fielder over near the seats and the dugout. He'll make the catch to finally end the inning. But the Nemesis get an insurance run on the RBI single by what's their face? Find air. 4-1 the score to the 8th. Winkleson, Pops, and fielder due up. Winkleson leading off. He's 0 for 2 today. He'll face Ramon, who he homered off in game 1. Change up low, ball 1. Change up at the knees. He'll pop it up this time. Shallow right field. Levar there. He'll make the catch. 1 down. Pops due up next. We will pinch hit for her. Coming off the bench is going to be right fielder Carter Mahoney. He did not get to play in the first game, so he's making his first appearance this episode. Hitting .333 with an RBI on the season. Change up down and then a strike called. 0-1. High heat. 1-1. Fastball up and away. Grounded to second. 1 hopper to Levar. He'll make the stop. 2 down. Fielder up next. He's 1 for 3 with a single today. Heater inside. 1-0. Fastball middle in. Hitting the hole to second. Diving Levar to make the stop. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Ramon, and 3 outs recorded by Levar. To the 9th we go. We're going to bring on... we're going to go to right-hander rookie Pewter base. Try and keep us down by 3. Hard to line up for the Nemesis, though. Ramon, Sports, and Lang, so we could see a pinch hitter first. Ramon is pretty tired out there. Hitless on the year, Mahoney had one at bat in the first game. He went 0 for 1. He's currently locked in, and they will pinch hit. It's rookie right fielder Jorge Hale. He was 0 for 1 in the first game as a pinch hitter. He'll face rookie Peter Base. Base on the year is 0-2, 17.55 ERA and a 2.55 WHIP. In his 5 appearances of the year, he's given up 13 earned runs with 1 save recorded, 6 2/3 innings pitched, 15 hits surrendered, 2 homers, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Batting average against right now 469 for Pewter, trying to lower those numbers a bit here before the end of the year. Fastball down in the way, strike called at the knee, he's 0-1. Curveball inside, misses, 1-1. Two-seamer middle in, fouled off, 1-2. Game man active for base, curveball down and in, chop foul, we'll do it again. Four-seamer away, chop the first on the ground, Butcher charges, makes the stop, 1 down. Cue that bass song, you're right, Hoon. Next up is sports, 1 for 3 with a single, 2 RBIs. Slider down and in on the first pitch, check swing strike, 0-1. First single down and in, strike called, 0-2. Away, chased it outside, strike 3. First punch out for base out of the pen, 2 down. It's working. Laying up next, he's 0 for 3 intense. Granted, they did a double play last time up. Down in the way, check swing at the knees, 0-1. Two-seam up and away, strike called, 0-2. Four-seam up and in, chased it high, strike 3, back-to-back case for base, that ends the inning, 1-2-3. Coming out of the bullpen, Leonardo Romero, who appeared in Game 1, he got 2 outs in that appearance, gave up 2 hits, but no earned runs, so guess he did his job. To the 9th, we're down 3, looking to extend it. Hard lineup up, though, Butcher, Warrymore, and Oliver. Butcher up first, 1 for 2. Walked last time up. She's also singled today. Romero on the season has an 0-1 record, has 7.04 ERA and a 2.74 WHIP. 7 runs given up, 6 earned. 8 appearances, 7 2/3 innings pitched. 12 hits surrendered, 2 of them homers, 9 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Batting average against that 364. No trouble. You'd be right. All right, last chance for us. Let's go. Curveball in there from Romero, 0-1. Heater in there, 0-2. Fastball up and away, chop the second. Easy play for Lethars, made the last 4 outs himself, 1 out. Warrymore up next, he's 0 for 2 today in the second game with a walk. Cutter away, blooped into center, over the diving Lethard, that is a base hit. First hit for Spool, he's 1 for 3. Tying run now in the on-deck circle is Oliver due up next. Catcher 0 for 3 intense. We will pinch hit for him. Coming off the bench is going to be backup catcher Samuel Perez, hitting 111 on the year with 2 RBIs. We're going to turn his season around here. Pitch out, I think, or that was just a really wild fastball, 1-0. Fastball in there at the letters this time, 1-1. Fastball up, Perez skies at the right center field. I think that's going to hold up. No, it won't. That's going to drop. Yoder can't get there. He has no speed. Single for Perez. Runners at the corners now with 1 down as the tying runs at the plate, and it's left fielder Buck Swiner, 0 for 3. There's some pop in Swiner's bat. Romero got to be careful here. Fastball away, in there for a strike, going 1. Chased it inside, 0-2. Fastball away, chopper to short, sports to second, 1, dropped by Lethar. E4, run scores, 4-2. Go ahead run at the plate, and it's the locked-in juiced Michael, who's already homered today. No, not like this game. Not like this. You can't write this any better. Oh, sweet Jesus. Lord Hail Mary, here we go. Check swing high, ball 1. Low 2-0. High 3-0. Low ball 4. First walk for Romero. Bases loaded. And it's Harrells, 0 for 3. Def Wedham's long reliever coming out of the bullpen, making his first appearance in the doubleheader. Right-hander, former number 4 starter for the Moonstars. Wedham's no record, a 1.17 ERA and a 1.43 WHIP. 1 earned run given up in his 4 appearances, 1 start, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits surrendered, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a batting average against of 200. Go-ahead runs at first base, tying run is at second. Harrells is hitless today. Oh yeah, we're going for it all. Whopper batsman's going to pinch hit. All right, here we go. Hail Mary up. Batsman pinch hit in game 1, grounded out to first base. Just missed it. Can he go yard against Wedhams? We're about to find out. Curveball hangs, left center field. It's going to the fence. It's a grand slam. Whopper, the big bopper batsman, has put it in the nest in left center field. It's a grand slam, and the Buzzards have flipped the game on its head. It is 6-4. You have got to be shitting me. God. First, Winkelson hits his first home run in game 1, and then a pinch hitter hits his first hit of the year. It's a grand slam. Oh, sweet Jesus, big bopper, whopper batsman's gonna live on in infamy. You can't write this shit. Winkelson 0 for 3 today. Curveball hangs, line to left center. That's gonna go right over to Pickleford for the second out. Pewter Base is due up next. Okay, who's on the bench? We got the tense Dougherty and Electro. Michael's not coming out. Batsman's not coming out either. Base is going to hit. Base is going to hit. I need him to pitch the 9th. Here we go. Against the tense Wedhams. Slider down, grounded up the middle. Base hit. That is the first career hit for Pewter Base. The pitcher helps his own cause. That error. What if now? That error by Levar, that could have been a game-ending double play. Instead, it leads to a 5-run rally. Oh, man, you're right. I didn't even think about it. Fielder up next. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Strike down and in, 0-1. Or 1 for 4, I should say. 1 for 4. Heater inside, 1-1. Outside heater from Wedhams, 2-1. Curveball hangs, fielder rips it over the leaping third baseman into left field. That's a base hit. Cardenas, yes, she was a casualty at the end of last episode. She is no longer on the roster. She was cut. That is why the big bopper whopper batsman is here. The move freed up $7 million because she was only hitting $115. I couldn't do it anymore. Apparently, she was what was holding us back because now we're winning again. I don't know why, but that's apparently how it works. Butcher's up next. 1 for 4 today. Fastball low, ball 1. Slider to the knees, ripped hard to third, but fine error there to make the stop to first, and that ends the inning. But a 5-run swing thanks to a key error by Flash Levar, capped off by that grand slam by big bopper whopper batsman, makes the 6-4 Buzzards lead to the bottom 9. Bronx, Levar, and Staples are due up. Bronx 0 for 3 today. Catcher leads off. Perez in the game at catcher. Batsman in the game at second after both pinch hit last inning. Both of them got hits. Yep, Rookie of the Year and then sophomore slump dump. Alrighty. We're all about this base. No trouble. No troubles. Curveball low from baseball. 1. Fastball way outside. 2-0. Two-seamer inside. 3-0. Slider down and in. Strike called. 3-1. Four-seamer away. Fouled off. Full count. Yeah, unfortunately. It's just the sad reality of the game. Plus, she wasn't really doing well anyway, so curveball floats in there. Strike 3. Pewter Base. 3 straight strikeouts in a row. Next up, Ladar 0 for 3. And tense after the error in the field. He's the reason they're losing, and he knows it. Two-seamer low, ball 1. His job's on the line now. But yeah, we were making about market value, so the extra money's going to help, especially with development. Fastball away, 2-0. And if you think about it, Cardenas was actually the second oldest player on the team at 26, so she didn't really have a lot of more room for growth. freeing up this money for the other young guns who have room to grow. We can always get a second baseman later. Oh, I think Whopper Batsman's earned his right to stay here. Curveball up and in, swung through, 2-1. Fastball down in the way, swung through, 2-2. Two-seamer down and in. Ooh, almost chased it, full count. Slider middle of the plate. Line to center field, Winkelson on, he'll slide, make a catch, 2 down. Last chance to dance at Stacy Staples. Catcher 1-for-1 with a single as a pinch hitter today. Or part of a double switch, actually. Fastball up, chased it 0-1. Curveball down and in, fouled off 0-2. All right, all about the base, No treble. Grounder to short, right at Michael. He'll make the play. 1-2-3 inning for Pewter base. Yep, maybe base is the man to go. I mean, he just shut the door with 6 straight outs. Buzzards win. 6-4, 5-run rally in the 9th inning, thanks to a key error by the second baseman Flash Ladar, who's going to be booed out of town. It might get cut after this game after that. Capped off by the grand slam, Whopper, Big Bopper, Batsman. Good God, that's awesome. Hitless today, Oliver, Harrells, Winkelson, pinch hitter Mahoney, and Andrews. Every other pinch hitter, actually every pinch hitter got a hit except Mahoney. Big blast, the grand slam by Whopper Batsman's the decider. Shane Michael gets a first home run of his first at bat of the game. That's his first of his career. Big man. And Swiner, RBI on a error. It would have been a game-ending double play. Instead, it's an RBI error ground out. Base the new Fishman? Maybe. That's possible. We don't know. For the Nemesis, hitless today, pinch hitter Jorge Hale, Lang, Bronx, Ledar, Misano. Pinch hitter Eel got a hit. Staples got a 1 hit or 2 at bats. RBIs today, 2 for Jock Sports on a single, RBI single by Kat Stanza, and an RBI single by Ali Findair as well. Pitching lines, PJ Andrews, 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, no decision for PJ. Molly Pops, inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 strikeouts. Back to Andrews for a moment. He did strike out 5 batters in a row, so he's at Pat Griffin levels of K. Pewter base, 2 innings out of the pen. Rookie gets the win, 3 strikeouts. First win of his career as well. 1-2. GG, thank you, Hoon, thank you. Pitching lines for the Nemesis Misano. Quality starts, 6 innings, 3 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, a strikeout, a home run in his revenge game. That's actually his season debut as well, so congrats to Hero. Rocket Ramon, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no decision. Leonardo Romero, 3rd of an inning, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 1 unearned run as well charged to him as well. He falls to 0-2. Wedhams, 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, an earned run, gives up the big bomb, the grand slam. Player of the game, give it to him, Whopper, Big Bopper, Batsman with the grand slam, followed by Shane Michael, who was juiced. He had 2 for 3, homer, single, 2 runs scored, and he also walked. And then Misano, the quality start in the 3rd place finishing slot. Whew, love to see it. That was a big comeback win. I mean, damn, that was fun. We're back to having fun. We're back at 500 at 5-5. We swept the doubleheader. We're back in the hunt. All right, looking around the league. No releases. Okay, so Flash Levar did not lose his job yet. Only thing we got of note, +7 fielding boost for Carter Mahoney. He's now up to 68. Love to see it. Unfortunately, he's still on the bench because he's just not good enough to play yet. All right, let's look around at these development options. Okay. So, obviously, Winkelson's. A good one for Daugherty. Well, Daugherty doesn't really need the power, and she doesn't really need the arm, but she does play at third base quite a lot, so maybe giving her the arm is actually not a bad idea. It's relatively cheap. Good one for Andrews, but it'll be here next time. Dumb one for Oliver. Good one for Bonventre. Ooh, okay. Now we got to think about this. And this is a good one for Perez, too, but remember, Perez is a backup. The picture of him hitting the grand slam, big brain play, yep. Damn right. Ha ha. Alright. Okay, Perez is a backup, so we're not going to give him... We're not going to upgrade him. We're going to hold on to his and hope it's still here next time. Maybe we can swing and get his, Andrews, and Dougherty's all at the same time. Or, sorry, his, Bonventre, and Andrews all next time. More than likely, we'll only be able to get Andrews and Bonventre, so unfortunate there. But based on the percentages, I'm going to play the percentage game here. We're going to take Winkelson's and Dougherty now and save the other two. Alright, Winkelson going to get the power upgrade here. 2 up to 43 and 1 contact to 72. Still a B+. Dougherty going to get the 1 power and then the arm upgrade. Up to 90 power now. And 3 arms. She's now at 60. Which is good. That's pretty decent for a third baseman. So we'll take that. Alright, let's sim up to the next game here. See what happens around the league. First up will be the Wild Pigs. Taking on the Hot Corners, I believe. Ooh, Hot Corners win 8-4. Good upset there. Crocs taking on the wide loads here. Crocs win 6-5. Hold them off. Okay. Crocs now tied for the division lead. Moose rally to beat the Sirloins 3-2 in a pitcher's duel. Love to see it. Sawteeth. Ooh, back and forth. Herbisaurs win though 7-6. Blowfish shut out the Sandcats 2-0, taking over second place in the division again. Wide loads eat up the last place Heaters, winning 6-2. Nemesis blow the Beewolves out of the water. They are pissed. They win 2-9, and they absolutely destroy the Beewolves' run differential. Holy crap! They beat them senseless, bro. Damn. That's the Nemesis' only second win of the season. They are officially eliminated from playoff contention, though, with this episode, as they got swept. Heaters are also out now, as both clubs are at 9 losses. But they are so far the only teams mathematically out of the playoff hunt in either conference so far. Everyone else is still mathematically in with 6 losses or less. And we're only a game out of the division lead now with that sweep. Oh, damn. We just need to get that run differential up. Alright, next game is our next to last non-divisional opponent of the season, because we have to play the Beewolves twice this season for some reason. I don't know. But we are taking on the Platypi, and it's a rematch. It's left-hander Antonio Smacks, who we beat the piss out of last season. This year he comes in at 0-1, 5.40 ERA, and a 1.30 WHIP. And for us, it will be rookie left-hander Emily Bonventre, 1-1 with the 6.94 ERA and a 1.80 WHIP. Platypi come in at 4-5. We come in at 5-5. So they are sending their number 2 starter. We're sending our third to the hill. Lineup for the next game will look like this. It will be Swiner leading off in left field, followed by Butcher at first, Worrymore at right, Dougherty back in the lineup at third, as she'll be in for... Fielder's at second, okay. She'll be batting fourth, Fielder batting fifth at second base, in for Harrells, who's not hitting well. I don't mind. Winkelson in center, he'll bat sixth. Perez is going to start at catcher, as Oliver is still tense and tired. And then it will be Shane Michael, who's locked in from last game. He'll bat eighth, but he is no longer juiced, so it's going to be a lot harder for him to get on base. Still, starting with that locked-in mojo does give him the edge over Electro. And then Bonventre will round us out on the mound. Alrighty, that is going to do it for this episode, guys. Big episode here on tap. Doubleheader against the last place Nemesis. We got the job done, winning 5-4 in Game 1 on the back of the first career home run by Alfia Winkelson, and then rallying in the second game with a 5-run burst thanks to a crucial error in the last inning, capping it off with a grand slam from new bench bat whopper, Big Bopper batsman. We're now back at 500 at 5-5. We're only a game out of the divisional lead, and we are looking good. Can we keep this new momentum going? Well, got to tune in next time to find out. If you made it this deep in the video, guys, obviously thank you so much. If you stuck around in the stream chat, thank you so much as well. I appreciate all the support as always. If you haven't already on Twitch here, go ahead and follow me. I'm sure the button's down below somewhere. If you haven't already over on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Link to Twitch down below. Until next time, guys, this is the Nasty One, signing off.